Did you know that after a storm, you are actually incredibly vulnerable to being targeted for scams and identity theft? Hey, I'm Jessica Morrison, a residential realtor with FC Tucker Company, and here are a few things to think about, especially in response to the recent flooding in Indiana. So first and foremost, if your family has been impacted by these natural disasters, my thoughts and prayers are with you. I hope that you have all of your family members safe and are in contact with them, that your pets are with you, and that all is well for the situation as best as it can be. And if not, I pray that that resolution comes about quickly. As a legal disclaimer, while I am sharing this all in good faith and do believe what I have is accurate, it is your responsibility as a consumer to verify all of this information. So for this video, I'm going to review the organizations that are reputable to consult if you are impacted by a disaster, and then remind you of common scams that you may run into. First and foremost, the major relief organizations are going to be Indiana 211. Their phone number is 866-211-9966, and you can consult with them on your immediate disaster relief for basic needs and coordinating your damage assessments. Some other organizations that do come to mind are going to be the American Red Cross, the Salvation Army, and the Indiana Department of Homeland Security. Each of these will have public-facing websites and contact information that is readily available. Always be mindful of if an organization is reaching out proactively to you rather than doing a separate third-party search to verify that information. That is often one of the first gateways to how scammers hijack and manipulate you, is by pretending to be one of these big players. So let's segue into the scams. First and foremost, FEMA. They're going to have a 9-digit registrant number that you can ask to verify, ask to see their badge, and if you are not comfortable, you can always call the FEMA helpline. That number is 1-800-621-3362. It's easy to fall victim to a con artist, and one of those ways is through the applicant process of approaching FEMA. So make sure that you're going to these government-affiliated websites and not only following up with that applicant process, but it's okay to verify any communication that you receive in response to that application through the FEMA helpline. Unfortunately, that's just the world we live in with deepfakes. The FEMA help number is 1-800-621-3362. So when you fill out that application, a home inspector will connect with you to make an appointment. They won't show up at random. And then again, verify their badge and registrant number. And then they won't ask for money. So those are some of the tell signs. If someone's showing up at random, they're asking you for money, it's probably not legit. If a legitimate FEMA inspector does approach your door and says that they have received an application from you, but you've never filled that out, that also might be a sign that you have been targeted for identity theft. You can request that they stop processing that application as soon as possible. Finally, FEMA will never ask you to verify your personal financial information. And if any of these are giving alarm signals, you can approach the website identitytheft.gov to file a complaint, submit your situation so that the government can help catch these bad actors, and ultimately we can get back to enjoying our communities and supporting our families despite these sad situations. So while that conversation was directed around FEMA, it's also important to note that the National Guard, your elected officials, emergency responders will never approach your door and ask for monetary donations or contributions. That is in fact a scam. And even when you verify that data, if they hand you a flyer, do not scan the QR code. Ask for that specific website, write it down separately or type it in separately on your device, ideally in a private secure network capacity, because as a reminder, that QR code could have bad data embedded that when you scan it, it hijacks your device. Another common one is if you receive a call from your home insurance agency, hang up and do not give out any personal information or submit payment information until you verify that this company is in fact legitimate, as caller ID can be spoofed. What you should do is hang up, call your agent back directly, and refer to the number on your account statement. Sadly, home improvement contractors can call you and claim to be in collaboration with your home insurance provider. Do not give out information if you are not in an active contract or aware of that prior to that communication. It's also encouraged by the Indiana state government that if any of these individuals approach your door, that you get pictures of them, their vehicle, their plate number, because the sooner, again, that we can track these bad actors, the sooner we can catch them and help protect our communities. And finally, the Federal Emergency Management Agency does not charge application fees. Specific to Indiana, if you feel that you are being targeted for a scam or need to file a complaint, the website is indianaconsumer.com and their phone number is 1-800-382-5516 to submit a report. While these are conversations that we don't want to have, they are necessary. So please consider forwarding this video on as a resource if you know of someone who may be impacted by the recent disasters across Indiana. The point and principle is that if an organization or entity is reaching out to you proactively, it is okay and encouraged to pause and verify that information privately on your own time. You should never be gaslit or pressured or made to feel that there is an urgency associated with that. That is often one of the key indicators of a bad actor approaching you and trying to take advantage of your situation.